Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Overeating Cessation Group. This is similar to what you would see in like a smoking cessation group. The point of this meeting is to help everyone address the problem of overeating. Thank you for coming today. How is everyone doing?
I'm good.
I actually had a hard time trying to get here. Currently, the bus that I take here is quite far from my home. It is also very crowded bus that stops frequently, which is why I was a little bit late to this meeting. I was wondering if we could maybe schedule our meetings earlier or later in the day when the bus is less too crowded.
That's understandable. Did you have any trouble getting here?
No, I was fine.
Okay. I didn't. What was your name?
My name is Stacy.
Stacy and
Troy.
Troy. Okay. I'm sorry that you had trouble getting to the meeting, Stacy. I'm sure that we can make some adjustments so that everyone can make it to the meeting. Do you have any flexibility in your schedule, Troy?
Yes.
Okay, so what would help benefit you a little bit later or a little bit earlier?
It will benefit me more if it's a little bit later.
Okay, so we can get with the scheduling with the front desk to try and make the meeting a little bit later in the day. Would later work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Before we get into that piece, however, there are many things that we need to go over. I promise that we'll cover all of the concerns before the meeting is over. Is that all right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so the next piece is, so we need to before we start, I need to go over the limits of confidentiality with y'all. Everything you say here will be confidential. I will not share anything you say here freely. Any notes that you see me write will be kept in a safe place. No one else will have access to it. However, this confidentiality does have certain limits. While this is an open discussion, there are certain things that I have to report. If you say anything in here that may suggest that you intend to harm yourself or others, I will have to take note and report that. I do keep you and everyone around you safe and secure. And if I do report anything, I will notify you immediately. So are there any questions or concerns about the questions of confidentiality?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. In the off chance that during this meeting, officials may arrive, I will only release the information that provides a reasonable call for your pickup.
All right.
Okay. In case that you want to voluntarily release this information about yourself, there are some forms and papers that you might need to sign in order to do this. This option is usually for clients that wish to share their records with other doctors. You may also want to do this if you want to invite another member to the group.
Understood.
Okay, good. So now we can begin to have our discussion. To begin with, I think it would be good to get to know what we can get out of the group. What do we want to learn or accomplish from this group? and it's good to have milestones and goals to accomplish. So what do you guys want the purpose of this group to be? And then finally, let's establish some long-term goals. But prior to that, I just like everyone to tell us a little bit about themselves and where you're from in the city of San Antonio, and maybe just one high or low that happened to you this week. So.
Well, I'm Stacy, and I'm from Medical Drive. My high is I actually started walking so I can reduce some of the weight, and it helps me reduce some stress as well. My high would be I crave some sweets, some shakes and stuff like that, and I try to avoid that.
Okay, so I understand your high. Your high for the week to be you were able to do some exercise, and then your low for the week was that you've been craving some pretty bad food.
Yes.
Okay, so how about you, Troy?
I come from Wurzbach Drive,
Okay.
and my high for this week is that I was recently able to play some of my favorite sport activities, such as basketball.
Cool.
My low for this week is I haven't been keeping up with my diet that I set for myself.
Okay, so that brings us to trying to formulate a plan, some short-term and some long-term goals. So how about you?
Well, I want to live as long as I can for my family, and I know that I'm not eating healthy right now, and I want to be more healthy and athletic. I want to be able to run and play sports like I used to now. Constantly overeating is preventing me from being active and having fun and playing with my kids.
Okay, how about you, Troy?
For a goal, I wanna establish a more healthy diet. I wanna be more fit than I am right now. I also want to live as long as I possibly can, and I don't want to be in the position that I am in right now.
Okay, all right. So we've established some long-term goals there, I see. Now that we have established these goals, we want to try and accomplish our short-term goals to achieve our long-term. So this is going to be a multi-pillar platform. So what's some things you can do to achieve what's some short-term goals that you can do to achieve your long-term goals?
I want to start a diet. I don't know what kind of diet I want yet, but I just want to start eating healthier. Maybe that means eating only 3 meals or 2 meals per day. I'm not really sure what to do.
Okay, that's all right. I want you to keep thinking
Okay.
of ideas. Maybe if Troy chimes in, maybe something that he says might give you an idea. So go ahead, Troy.
Personally, I think I want to find something that will distract me from eating. Maybe like a hobby that can distract me from eating, like maybe painting or trying a sport activity or something.
I think that's a great goal. Oftentimes that we're overeating is because we're not really hungry, It's because we're bored, especially like if you have habits like watching a movie or what have you. Those type of items get you to start snacking, and one good piece is to not take away things that you enjoy doing, like watching a movie or etc. But instead of having unhealthy snacks, to replace those snacks like buttery popcorn or sugary drinks with water and different vegetables, so you still get the crunch and whatnot. And so I think that there's some excellent network resources that I can help you guys out with. Namely, I know that I noticed by y'all's file that y'all are both military dependents. So have you guys ever considered the dietary class
No, I haven't, but that sounds good.
on base? How about you?
Me neither.
Okay. Yes, it's an excellent resource. They have it's a 2.5 hour class, and they basically give you the best practices for trying to lose weight. So that would assist you with the diet piece. And have you guys been taking advantage of the gym on base?
A few times, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I actually have.
Okay. Well, if you haven't been around lately, they've added on a pool, and so water aerobics is an excellent low impact activity for the joints and what have you. And so, do any of y'all know how to swim?
Not really good.
Okay, well that's a great opportunity to learn, and swimming is a great form of exercise. So before we leave, I would like to take this opportunity to summarize our meeting. Okay, so during our meeting, we identified habits that were both hurtful and harmful to ourselves. Some activities that would hurt the or impact healthy living. We established some long-term goals, and from what I'm hearing from both of y'all, some goals that were both kind of in line for both of you was you wanted to live longer, and you wanted to be there for your family in the long run. You know, be there for graduations and marriages and quinceañeras and whatnot. And I think that is a great goal. And then in the short term, we talked about diet and exercise, and I think that's critical. The first step, the first steps you take, I think you'll get gains. You know, whether that be being able to reach down and tie your shoe, or what have you. Just those small gains or those small wins, I think will help you not only physically but emotionally. So I look forward to hearing those reports as we go forward. Also, we talked about finding some other activities, such as finding something else that can distract us while we're bored. So like changing the snacks out, or while watching a movie, or painting, or any other type of hobby that will take your mind off of eating, because a lot of times when we're eating, we're just using it as an emotional outlet, and we need to find positive outlets. So thank you for coming. Next session, we're going to review our goals. And so it's 8 was the start of this meeting. Would 8:30 be more helpful for you?
Yes, that would be more helpful.
And could you make it, would 8:30 impact you at all, or could you make 8:30?
I can make 8:30.
Okay, so what I'll just have you guys do is go to the front desk, and I already have it set up for you, and just she'll give you an appointment slip at the front desk.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that closes this session, and I look forward to hearing about y'all's gains in the next meeting. Appreciate it.
Okay, see you next time.